Howdy, folks. Hey, survival skills have always been a special interest of mine, and mastering them has always done good things for my mental health. Wanted to take a moment on one of these last cool mornings in spring, make a video about how to start a fire in your wood stove. The system I currently employ involves bringing firewood into the house in 20-gallon Rubbermaid trash cans to keep the mess down, and using old egg cartons to get things started. Here I've got a tote full of cedar kindling. What I do is take 3 of these pieces, or 2 if you've got a smaller egg carton, and just fit them in neatly into the egg carton. Close it up like that. You can see I've got all the ash cleared out of the stove, and I just have a few leftover chunks of charcoal from several days ago. I put those in the middle. Get my egg carton ready, and then load the firebox. You'll notice I cut my firewood only 10 inches long. That way I can load the firebox front to back instead of side to side. Seem to get better airflow that way. Get to the middle here where the air comes in, and I take the kindling in the egg carton, wedge it in, and continue to fill the firebox around it. Now it's just a cloudy day, so I'm not going to load this completely full. Just enough to get a good fire to take the chill off. Then, depending on which kind of egg carton you got, sometimes I'll light it right here at the front. That took pretty good. Or if you can reach, you can sometimes drop it in the holes in the top of the egg carton. Let's see if it goes. No. Now this is a cold chimney. We haven't had a fire in here for 2 days, so it's going to take a minute to get this guy going. Once the flame's going to stay, we'll move the camera back. Close the door, but don't latch it. That'll increase the air speed through the firebox. You can see the egg carton going pretty good there. Should catch the cedar kindling, and then we'll just wait for our fire to build. Kind of hard to keep all the glare off the stove glass. Sorry about that. There you can see the cedar kindling is taken, and now the firewood's starting to take too. You can see there's a lot of smoke as you get a fire started. That's normal. It's not fully efficient yet. As things heat up, you can see we're getting more efficient combustion. Those flames dancing along the top of the baffle there. We got a little bit of breeze outside, so that'll help establish draft up the chimney. And if we built our fire right, then as the kindling and the egg carton are consumed, the firewood pieces should fall down into the center and not leave too large of a gap. Keep adding fuel to the fire. Eventually it'll spread to the whole box. What I do now is walk away for 5 or 10 minutes and keep my ears open, listening to the stove, get my coffee going or breakfast set on the table. I don't go off and start another project because the stove will definitely get too hot with the door left open. But as long as you keep your ears open, you can do a few other things. You can see I use a temperature gauge in the chimney flue to keep an eye on the stove. What I'm waiting for now is for temps to climb up into that orange region, and then I will close the front door. To prevent overheating of your flue and potential chimney fires, if you got any creosote built up during the season, we want to keep temps out of that red region. You can see the fire's progressing really well. If I'm quiet, can you hear the air being sucked in around the edge of the door by the fire? What we're waiting for on this stove is for all of the firewood to get blackened, and then we will damp the fire. On a day with temps like today, that just means closing the front door. When it's colder and the draft is far better, that might mean closing the door and damping the intake to the firebox. All right, we're up in the orange region, and I don't need too hot of a fire today, so I'm going to go ahead and close the door. You can see the behavior of the fire changes immediately because air is now coming in bottom center of the firebox, and it's a far more even burn. And that's it, folks. A day like today, you just need to take the chill off. I'll just let that fire burn cleanly and efficiently until it's completely out. Wood stoves you can't just walk away from. You have to pay attention to them. A lot of times for me, that means using my ears to listen to what the stove is doing, what the draft sounds like up the chimney, and what the ticking of the metal as the stove warms up or cools down, what that sounds like. It also helps to get a lot of experience with your stove. It becomes a lot easier as the years go on. We've had this one for about 8 years now. So unless I get 40-mile-an-hour winds really pulling on that chimney, I'm good to move off to other things in other parts of the house and not give my full attention to this stove because it's not going to run away. If I was going to leave, I would damp the intake so that I know there was no possibility of it running away and causing a chimney fire and hazards to the house. Hope that helps. Y'all take care. Remember, hope is a choice.